Episode 60, Project, Designing a Creative Growth Plan with AI. Hey there, welcome back. You're probably cruising along right now, maybe watching the world wake up outside your window. And I'm so glad to be here with you. We've made it to episode 60, can you believe it? And today, we're tackling something special. Designing a creative growth plan with AI. This is about pulling together all those threads, your dreams, your quirks, your sparks, and weaving them into something that feels alive. I've been tinkering with this in my own messy way, finding some real magic along the road. And I've got plenty of stories to share. No screen needed. Just let your mind wander with me as we roll along. Creative growth is like this big, beautiful puzzle, isn't it? It's about figuring out who you are, what lights you up, and how to stretch a little further every day. I used to think of it as a bunch of scattered pieces, scribbling a note here, chasing a hobby there. No real shape to it. But then I started playing with AI, and it's like having a friend who helps me connect the dots. This isn't just about slapping a plan together. It's about building a life that hums with your own kind of energy, maybe even sketching out your next adventure while you're stuck at this light. I kicked this off in a bit of a whirlwind. I'd been feeling restless, wanting to write more, pick up a paintbrush, maybe even get better at cooking something that didn't come from a box. One afternoon, I sat down with my phone and said to ChatGPT, help me make a plan to grow creatively. It came back with something simple. Write a short story this week, try a sketch next month. I thought, okay, I can do that. As I drive home from work, just like you might be doing later, I'd let my brain chew on it, imagining a rainy street for my story, a wobbly tree for my sketch, and it felt like a seed taking root. That little nudge got me moving, and I started piling on layers. I told Google Assistant, buzz me every evening at 7 to create something. The first night it chimed, and I grabbed a notebook, jotting down a quick scene about a lost umbrella, nothing fancy, but it was mine. Then I asked ChatGPT for a painting idea, and it suggested a bridge at dusk. I'd be cruising along, just like you are now, picturing purples and oranges over water, and later I smeared some colors on paper, total chaos, but I loved it. Things got a little hairy once, though. I tried to cram too much in, asking for a full-blown schedule of every creative thing under the sun. My phone buzzed nonstop, and I burned out fast. I had to chuckle and pull it back to just a couple of things, writing and painting, and that's when it started to click. Zapier came into the mix next, and it's been a quiet hero for me. I set it up so whenever I email myself a quick thought, like try a poem about the ocean, it tucks it into a Google Doc called Creative Sparks. I'd be rolling down the road, musing about waves crashing, and by the time I got home, it was waiting for me to play with. I did mess up early on, though. I told it to save every email I sent, and my doc filled up with grocery lists and random rants. I fixed it to just my own creative notes, and now it's like a little treasure box I can dip into whenever I need a boost. There's something else I stumbled into that's been a game changer, tying it all to my routine. I asked ChatGPT, how do I keep this going? And it said, link it to stuff you already do, right after coffee, sketch before bed. So I started doing just that. Google Assistant would buzz me right after my morning brew was story time, and I'd scribble a few lines, fog hugged the trees. Then at night, it'd nudge me with sketch at 9, and I'd doodle a moon, crude, but satisfying. As I drive to work, like you are now, I'd think about those moments stacking up, and it's turned into this steady hum that feels right. One time, I saw the whole thing come alive in a way I didn't expect. I'd been wanting to get better at guitar. Those strings had been taunting me from the corner forever. ChatGPT broke it down. Learn one chord this week, strum a tune next month. Google Assistant pinged me every evening with pick it up at 8, and I'd fumble through a G chord, ouch my fingers. But I kept at it. I'd be cruising along, like you, humming a shaky melody in my head, and after a few weeks, I played something that actually sounded decent. My roommate clapped. Zapier saved my progress notes, nailed C chord, and it felt like a real win. There's a quieter piece to this too that I've come to love. I told ChatGPT, add some calm to my plan, and it suggested, reflect for 5 minutes daily. So I set Google Assistant to buzz me at 10 p.m. with wind down, and I'd sit there thinking about my day. That strum felt good. It's not flashy, but it keeps me grounded. I got a little too ambitious once and asked for a million reflection prompts. Ended up with a pile of deep thoughts I couldn't keep up with. I scaled it back to just one a night, and it's been this soft anchor in my wild, creative mess. Why does this whole thing feel so electric? It's about momentum. I used to dream big and then just sit there, someday, watching it fade. But AI keeps me moving, one little piece at a time. As you're driving along, think about what you'd want in your own growth plan. A story a week? A new skill by spring? That's where this magic happens. ChatGPT can hand you a starter, paint a flower. Google Assistant can nudge you. Create at 7. Zapier can tuck your wins away, first pedal done. Picture your days filling up with bits of you, all from a few clever tools. Here's something to roll around in your head. Make it fit your life. I used to think it had to be perfect, master everything now, and I'd trip over myself. Now I let AI nudge me where I'm already going, writing with my coffee, strumming after dinner, and it grows naturally. As you're cruising, imagine a plan that slides into your rhythm. Sketch on Sunday, reflect at night. Start with one piece, play with it, and watch it bloom into something that's yours. Of course, it's not flawless. AI's got its quirks. Google Assistant once heard create at 7 as creak at 7, and I laughed fixing it. Zapier's free tier has a limit, and I bumped into it during a burst of ideas. Had to wait it out. But keeping it simple, like one nudge for the big stuff, works like a charm. Why is this landing for you right now? You got a full plate, life's buzzing, but this can spark something new. Dream about a plan that lifts you up, sketch it out tonight, and let it take off. Next block, we're diving into fresh territory. For now, what's your creative growth dream? Let AI build it with you.